Yes, Casanovians. I can't actually remember what I titled this, but I found the title quite funny. It's like how I prepare for a first date, like hyper alpha, high value, sigma, big status male, brackets lol. I just find, I don't know, I just find all the terminology really funny, so I'm like, I'm gonna start integrating it into my own titles. Almost like parodying, and it's just funny, innit? It's just funny. I guarantee there will be that one guy who's like, oh, why do you think you're high value? It's a parody, it's a joke, it's funny. But no, I'm about to go. I'm about to go on a date, a first date. So I thought it'd be quite useful to document it, and just explain my thought process, my mindset of actually approaching a first date. I think the mindset section is probably the most important. I'll pre-frame this by saying I've had I've had atrocious first dates. Like when I was learning this skill set, I've had absolute atrocities. So yeah, I'm just gonna detail some mindsets, some things that I think will be useful for you. They've been useful for me, and yeah, hopefully they're useful for you as well. So, look, if you're a younger guy and you don't have that much experience when it comes to going on dates with people, yeah, one sec. I'll go here because it sounds like there's some noisy thing out there. Yeah, if you're a guy who doesn't have a lot of experience with dating, you're probably going to put a lot of pressure on yourself to be perfect. I think a lot of content online these days, especially content which is red pill, telling you to be this high value alpha sigma grind male, I think it makes guys think they need to be these personifications of perfection. You know, there's a really good quote by, I think it was Groucho Marx, and he says something along the lines of, I would never join a club which would have me as a member. And I think that underscores the perceived lack of self-worth that terrorizes young men today. Not even just young men, but just that perceived lack of self-worth that you've grappled with for probably the majority of your life. And I think, for me anyway, that always used to surface when it came to going on dates, becoming intimate with a girl. I always found that really held a mirror up to my own insecurities, my own vulnerabilities. Does that make sense? Because I had this deep needed desire to receive approval and validation and love from the feminine, and this would just make me into a hyper anxious mess. I would see dates with girls as like a baptism of fire where I had to prove myself. Like I was operating from a massive place of insecurity. I think to an extent this is a rite of passage. I think we all have to go through this, which is why I explained to you, get experience under your belt as quickly as possible. Don't follow that paradigm of ignore women for years, because this is where the batting practice is. If you're a young guy right now, I think the best thing you can do for your life is go all in with women, go all in with cold approach, go all in investing into your social skills, and then go on a lot of dates. It's like the first time that I did my first cold approach, nervous. The first time that I went into the Lake District, I didn't go into the Lake District, but first time I went around parks in the Lake District to approach people to perform magic. Like, in order to become great at anything, we have to risk not being able to do it. And I think the best mindset you can have for a first date is give yourself permission to suck. Like, you know when people are always like, be detached from outcome? I think that's difficult when you're first starting. I think the only outcome you should be focused on is having as much fun as possible. That alleviates you of your need to perform and gives you permission to be free. And I think even at this stage in my life right now, where I like to think I've got the women's side of things handled, I'm in a new country, I'm in a new culture, I'm dating girls who I've not dated before. So like, it's all different. Like, it's this kaleidoscope of novelty. And I think a former version of myself would have run away from all of this. Like, oh my God, this is too much, this is too scary. My only mindset going on this particular day is, I just want to find out if this girl's cool. I want to find out if she's cool enough to invite into my reality. I just want to have as much fun as possible, and also just give myself permission for it to go terrible. I'm not creating a negative expectation. I'm creating a realistic expectation. Like, I might get on that date and it might be flirty fucking fireworks from the get-go, or it might be terrible. It might just be an absolute vibe killer. But nobody can make you feel bad without your consent. And I think if if I can go on a first date and I'm just like, listen, I'm going here to have a good time. I'm just gonna go, I'm gonna enjoy myself, and I'm gonna be in the moment with this woman. I'm not gonna be thinking too many steps ahead, like, oh, I need to escalate. Oh, I wonder if she's gonna come back with me. Like, I don't really care, if I'm being brutally honest. I'm almost like just viewing everything that I do in my life as its own personal renaissance exercise. Like, oh, I'm on a date with it. Like, I feel nerves inside of me now. Like, I feel that that apprehension, which I think is healthy and normal. I don't think it's about eradicating that feeling. I think it's about embracing it. Like, oh, I'm nervous to approach a girl. I'm nervous to go on a date with a girl. I'm nervous to escalate. I'm nervous to invite her back. I'm nervous. Whatever it is, just embracing that feeling. Like, we're not robots and we're not machines, and all of the emotions that we feel, they are healthy, and I think they're there to serve us in a way. It's like, okay, nerves are a sign of growth. Those butterflies in my belly are showing me that I'm dive bombing into discomfort. Like, I think the goal for all of us is to make ourselves as viciously uncomfortable as possible. I think that's the only way to really make peace with the fears and the nerves and the apprehension. It's just to make ourselves as viciously uncomfortable as possible, have that mindset of no matter what, I can handle it. But you're not going to learn this by watching content. Like, you're not going to learn it any other way apart from the library of life, which is why I try and push this stuff onto you boys, especially you younger guys, as much as possible. Yeah, go to the gym. Yeah, make money. Yeah, get your mindset on point through a practice like meditation. Be actively working towards things. But, don't neglect having FaceTime with the feminine. And when you are on your dates, or I should better to say, when I'm on my dates with girls, the rep itself is the reward. Like, no matter what happens, I'm cool with it. And this is not me trying to like coat my tits off. Like, of course, in an ideal scenario, I go onto that day, we just hit it off from the get-go. I decide we've got this cosmic connection, and then maybe I want to copulate that connection by bringing her back here. But if that doesn't happen, that's okay as well. Like, I would like that to happen, but God's plan is bigger than my own. And I'm in a place now where I'm just honoring everything that happens to me, and this is my mindset. I appreciate it's more philosophical and esoteric, but I think this is the way to approach any novel experience in your life. Is going in there with a student mentality, being led by curiosity, treating it as a way to learn more about yourself, who you are, what you like. Prioritize play, like prioritize having as much fun as possible when you're cold approaching, when you're on dates. Like, I think we do take this stuff a lot more serious than it needs to be. That's why I always love that quote by Picasso. It took me 4 years to paint like Raphael, a lifetime to paint like a child. And I do think game, it's not learning anything new, but relearning that which we already know, stripping back those layers of social conditioning, connecting with our most authentic selves. And I think just having emotional bravery and unapologetic transparency. Like, look, this is me, take it or leave it. I think abundance helps as well. Like, after this date, I've got 3 more dates lined up. I've got 2 dates tomorrow. I've got one on Sunday. I might have one on Monday as well, so that's like 5 dates. And I might have one on Thursday, but just that abundance mindset, I think it makes you less needy on dates. Do you know what I mean? It's like I can go to a date now because I've got that abundance mindset, because I've got other dates stacked up. It's like I can take it or leave it. Do you know what I mean? But I think if you're someone who's not been on a date for 10 years, and then maybe you met Sally down the pub and now you're going to go on a date together, yeah, you probably are going to be more attached to a particular outcome because you lack abundance. And abundance isn't always having, it's knowing you can have. But yeah, bro, I just wanted to put this out there just to, hopefully this is a video you can come back to whenever you're nervous, like, oh my God, I want this date to go really well. Your attachment to a particular outcome is creating expectation. It's like, if I don't meet these expectations, then, oh, it's gone wrong. It's like that quote from Naval Ravikant, desire. Desire is a contract we make with ourselves to be unhappy until we get what it is that we want. So yeah, rather than having this desire for a particular outcome, just turn up to the date, be happy to be there, delight in her beauty, make her feel good, see if there's a connection there. And if there's not, don't worry about it, because there'll be plenty more girls on the horizon. So if I was my client and I was talking to myself right now, this would be the advice I'd give to myself. I would say as well, the final thing I'll say, like, get busy during the day. You know what I mean? Like, I've been to the gym today, I've created content, I've been out for a walk, I've spoke with family members. Just like get busy. Don't just be ruminating in your room, twiddling your thumbs until the date comes around. Look, you can even do approaches before the date as well. That's useful. I've not done that today. I used to do it back in the day when I lived in Leeds. Just a couple of approaches just to give you that abundance mindset. Like, oh, there's other girls available. And also to get your vocal cords firing as well. Like doing this live stream right now, it's getting me vocally warmed up for the date. So you could even create like a little video diary for yourself. Like, okay, first date, here's how I'm feeling. I'm expostulating into the world. And who knows, maybe you can share that video with the world one day. I'll certainly share it with your future self. So yeah, this is how I prepare for a first date. Hopefully that was useful. Yeah, I'm nice and sweaty, so I'm already lubed up. But no, listen, boys, I really appreciate all of yous. I love yous. And yeah, we'll check in again tomorrow, okay? All right, stay sexy.